So we are starting now.
Mm.
So hello everyone and welcome to Let's Talk SAP. This is the Talk with Expert series where I talk with wonderful minds who have been working in SAP domain for quite a long time now. Today we have planned to talk about functional solution architects, and for that we have Parminder with us. Hello Parminder, how are you?
Hey, hi Ashish. Thank you first of all for calling me for this talk. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. So can you just start sharing about what you are and what you are doing right now, what your role comprises of, and a
Sure,
small intro kind of thing basically.
sure, Ashish. So Ashish, I started my career journey as a production engineer. Basically, I'm a mechanical engineer, and then I worked in 4 years in the manufacturing industry. I work in the automobile industry. There, basically, I start getting exposure to SAP. I was working as an end user. Then I get trained myself. I got certified in SAP PP, and then from there I switched my career to SAP consulting. I joined SAP. First job was in Accenture, and from last 15, then I have a 15 years of more than 15 years of experience in SAP itself. So during the SAP career, I have done a different kind of roles. I worked from one modules to another module. I have worked on a PP, MM, SD, inventory management, transport management, different kind of things I have done. And I have done a roles of a design lead, solution architects, consultants, delivery manager, project manager, different kind of roles I have done. So when HANA was introduced, at that point, I switched myself from ECC to HANA, and then later on S4, when S4 HANA comes into the picture, I started training and upskilling people on SAP S4 HANA because I myself got exposure very early in 2015 and 16 itself, and from 2016 itself, we started. Training people and upskilling people on SAP S4 HANA. Later on, I founded my own company. Right now, I'm a operation director for my own company called Sastra Gig Solutions. So in Sastra Gig Solutions, we train the people. Okay, we provide a lot of trainings into the logistics area, finance area, technical area in SAP, and we also provide the consultings also. We have multiple clients to whom we do the SAP consulting. So that two parallel wings we are doing in this. We provide a very experienced consultant, solution architect level people, or the design lead level people. As a freelancer who works with us, we provide them into the consulting, and those all experienced people also get involved into training the another people. Even myself itself, I have trained more than 3000 consultant. I have upskilled more than 3000 consultant on SAP S4 HANA. So that's very short about me, Ashish.
That's so vast experience, and that comes up with training so that we can just have more sense that how actually solution architect works and what everything is going on and around a 360-degree view. So let's talk more about what functional solution architect actually does and what are the different types of solution architects that are required for implementation and whenever we talk about SAP.
Okay, sure. See, now when it comes to solution architect, let me tell you first thing that there can be the different names for that position. Okay, solution architect is the person who would be having a little wider knowledge from his subject area, and he would be having a very good integration knowledges.
Yeah.
So one module would be having a integrated with the another module, so he would be having a very good integration knowledge, and his knowledge area would be little wider. Rather than one module, he would be knowing 2 3 modules, and for other modules he would be very strong into the integration part of that.
Okay.
So that's what is called solution architect. The different names which is available in the market, it's also called product owner, center of excellence. These are the different terminology. Even design leads, these are the different terminologies which is used for as a solution architect.
Okay.
Now we can take an example. You can take an example of a company for which you want to implement SAP, and then I would tell you that what solution architect do in that.
Okay, so let's take an example that I am running an automobile company known as ASAP Solutions, like ASAP Car Solutions, which provide, we make three kinds of car: small size of car, medium size of car, and big size of cars. Like three different kinds of standard size car that we have. We are present in 12 countries, and say we have 4 languages, and like even the language does it consider that how many languages needs to be implemented? Is that a thing to be worried of?
Uh, the languages of different kind of languages which need to be used, yes, this is the thing need to be worried of, because when you will be selecting your team for the implementation, you need to make sure that that language people are available with you in your team, who would
Okay.
be able to take the requirement and deliver the product to SAP. So
Okay.
yes, language makes a difference.
And suppose we are having a thing of like we have three currencies also, like apart from India, INR, we have also USD. So that will also make a difference.
Multiple currency is a normal scenario, so
Okay.
that would not make much difference. It's a normal scenario. Yeah.
Okay, so we have the company looks like this. Like we have a solution. We need a solution to support our automobile company, which makes three kinds of car and present in 12 countries, with three currencies and four languages. So this is the kind of thing that I look for a company. That what are other requirements that I should tell you?
Yeah, that's fine. So
Yeah,
basic idea is that you have an automobile company
yeah,
which does the manufacturing, right?
yeah,
And you want to put an end-to-end solution. When SAP comes into the picture,
yeah,
SAP is available in the market and it is having a so strong image in the market because
yeah,
it's an integrated solution. It's a big platform. It covers all part of ERP.
yeah,
So when we say that, okay, it's a manufacturing of the car,
yeah,
but you need not only manufacture the car, you need to also do the quality inspections. You will be having a machine lines, you need to do the plant maintenance for them. You need to buy the materials, okay? And
mm-hmm.
once the car has been produced, you need to distribute it to different warehouses and distribute centers. You need to take the customer orders, you need to supply to the customers, you need to generate invoices to the customer, you need to clear their payment. So
Yeah,
that is the full ERP part which you need to implement it, right?
okay,
Although we say it's a manufacturing, but when you will be implementing SAP, apart from the technical modules, a lot of different functional modules will come in. And
okay,
then SAP standard solution will come in. And
mm-hmm.
from the standard solution, there would be some deviation would be there. So to
Okay,
manage the deviations, there would be a WAP team would be coming into the picture. And then you have a different countries to set it up, the servers into the different companies, or identifying the one server would be there.
yeah,
You need a network team and you need the technical basis team also, right?
yeah,
So it would be a big team which would be there, which would be working on it, right?
mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to end-to-end solutions, okay, so to make sure that your solutions are working end-to-end when you are procuring your materials, starting from the procurement of the materials, when you are procuring a material to produce a car, from that point itself, it get integrated with the inventory management. You need to also store it, and then as soon as you buy it, your general ledger accounts need to hit, your accounting books need to be updated, and
Yeah,
then later on you need to be able to do a three-way match and you need to send it the payment to the vendors, right?
yeah,
The same way manufacturing process is also interlinked, the same way the sales process is also interlinked, right? So there would be a specific consultant, there would be a consultant, PP consultant, SD consultant who would be working on, but to make sure that the end delivery has been met by the client, right? You will need little bit senior people who would be seeing the whole picture, that from starting till the end, all the requirement has been met or not, because any place any loose end is there which is not integrated in SAP,
yeah,
then the whole solution will not be working. So that's the place solution architects, or you can also say design leads, or the product owners comes into the picture. They check that what is the business overall business requirement, and
okay,
whether with that PP guy is putting his solution, guy is putting his solution, SD guy putting in solution, finance guy putting in solution, whether everything is getting integrated with each other, and whether it is giving you a holistic solution which actually business wants. So
okay,
that would be the role of a solution architect. That is the thing which solution architect would be doing. Now, I have explained, the area is so big. So other question which you asked me, that what kind of different solution architects we have, right?
yeah,
Now the area is so big here that the single solution architect would not be able to handle. To have a very good knowledge into the all areas, technical, functionals, basis, is not possible. So generally what I have seen in projects, there would be a solution architect from for the logistics side. Logistics, we consider receiving the materials, manufacturing it, do the quality management, all the logistics operation comes under it. So a senior guy who is a good in one or two modules, and then he knows the integration with another modules also.
yeah,
Because whenever you need to go into deeper of something, you have a consultants to support you.
yeah,
So you should be very thorough with the basics, and you should be very thorough ki what are the integration points कि कहाँ touch हो रहा है, where actually it is meeting each other. So a
Okay.
logistics solution architect would be there, a finance solution architect would be there. From basis team, there would be a solution architect who would be checking from the network side, and from ABAP side also there can be solution architect.
Okay.
Sometimes ABAP and basis would combine, and there would be one technical solution architect. So
Okay.
minimum three solution architects, so three product experts would be there: one for logistics,
Okay.
one for finance,
Mhm.
and one for your technical part.
Okay, I was so confused. I used to think that there will be one guy called solution architect and he will take care of the entire solution. So, yeah, thanks
Yeah,
for
now
briefing
let
on
me
this.
let me tell you that
Yeah,
in our institute we have trained so many people upskill into the multiple modules. They are
hmm,
working as a solution architect in different areas.
yeah.
So I have shown you the bigger picture.
Okay.
Now, one of our I will share you the success stories of those solution architects. You can also
Yeah,
share.
yeah, sure.
So when you go bigger into the bigger companies, so you
Mhm.
said that you are having a business into the 3 to 4 countries, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now there are companies who has a business into the 40 countries.
Okay.
Okay, for 40 countries, a very big business. 40 countries, they have 200 plants.
Yeah,
They have 400 distribution centers.
yeah,
So in that big environment, what you will
yeah,
see a solution architect
yeah.
for each module. So we have our students who is working. One of the student is working only as a production planning solution architect.
Okay.
Under his, all the 40 or 60 plants comes under, and any plants required any solutions
Mhm.
related to the production or planning, it get passes through him. He check that solution for that, and he provide a solution. One of the guy working in Germany, he is only solution architect for order to cash,
Okay.
because order to cash is in 50 companies with the 400 distribution centers coming a requirement from multiple different places. That itself one cycle will become very big. So you
Yeah,
need a particular solution architect with the very strong knowledge on this
yeah,
module and having a integration knowledge.
yeah.
So in the bigger companies, even a one module also would be having their own solution architects.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. So we need solution architect people who are actually those who know the entire cycle from order to cash. And for example, if we talk about HCM and success factor, from hire to retire and things like that, from endpoint to the endpoint, right?
Right.
So are we need the solution architect are the guys who should also understand the business, right? That how actually the business process is working, apart from whatever the skill set is required for a technical guy, it is also required to understand entire business process, how it is working. So are the solution architect also the people who are closely related to the business, or how closely you should interact with the business people?
You touched a string which is very close to my heart.
Yeah.
Okay. So I always, whenever we train the people, we start from the business knowledge. Okay.
Okay.
Business process is very important. Before a solution, under the solution architect, the consultants would be there, functional consultants would be there.
Yeah.
So these functional consultants cannot work on even as a consultant if they don't know the business process. So
Yeah.
business process is very important. When I work and go for a companies and I do a solution architect level jobs, so what I do that, let's say recently I did a solution architect for a construction industry. I never worked into the construction. So I spent a 1 week before joining that project, understanding that how construction industry works,
Yeah.
how they produce it, how they manufacture it, how they distribute it,
Yeah.
what are their terminology. So I spent 1 week of time to understand their business. And even when I joined the project, the first thing which I did it, show me your distribution centers,
Yeah.
show me your sites, show me your manufacturing unit, so that I know the business process first. If I
Yeah.
don't know the business process, how I will provide the solution. So
Agreed.
that is very important for the functional solution architect.
Yeah.
But knowing a business would not be that important for a technical solution architect.
Okay.
Guys working on ABAP side or basis side, for them,
Mhm.
they should be having an overview knowledge that what
Mhm.
business does, what kind of things they do, but not into very deep of the business process.
Agreed.
Technical does not require deep of the business processes.
Yeah.
Functional require very deep dive into the business processes.
Okay. Understood. Understood. So, as I can understand that no matter if you're a functional solution architect or you're a technical into technical zone, both requires a person who is good with communication, right? Because you have to integrate with multiple components and work with multiple consultants, and that too into different countries and even with around the globe. So what are the skills that are required? Like obviously the technical skills, and what are the soft skills that are required? What you look for if you're hiring a consultant, for example, what will be you looking for into as a
So
personality?
if I'm hiring a solution architect, what
Yeah.
I would be looking, so what we check is that solution architect need to be two step ahead from the consultant, right? So in all the skills, in the soft skills also, and in the technical skills also. A
Okay.
guy who has working as a, let's say, a PP consultant, we want to take a solution architect, and it's a manufacturing industry. Manufacturing processes are very complex, so we can take a PP consultant who has a knowledge, who also know MM module, also who also know QM module. So at least he has a knowledge of 2 to 3 different modules,
Okay.
little bit in deep, and the another modules he know the integration parts, that how the PP get integrated with CO,
Yeah.
how the get integrated with finance. So he should be knowing this integration part. So
Okay.
that is from the technical perspective, he should be knowing it.
Mhm.
Now the soft skills part, he should be very good in communication. Okay, so good in communication is not only about speaking English. You should be good in English. You should be good in explaining the business process. So we ask, even for the solution architect interviews also, we ask the business processes, that OTC process, P2P process, explain how it would be happening, end to end process. To
Mhm.
do that process, what kind of data would be required, and then we put some complexity. If business is asking this, what you will be doing. If business is asking this, what kind of solution you would be doing. So good in communication, in the soft skill, that should be there.
Yeah.
He should be having a solution mindset. Okay, he
Yeah.
should be having an analytical solution mindset, that
Mm.
if a problem is thrown to him,
Yeah.
even though he has faced that problem before or not, he should be able to think towards solution. During the interview, we cannot ask him, because finding a solution can take sometime months. But
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
should be having a thinking that he should be going towards the solution, or he
Mhm.
should be able to think, okay, this is option one I can take, this is
Yeah.
option two I can take.
Yeah.
That kind of thinking and understanding he should be able to demonstrate.
Yeah.
So that is a good thing. The another good thing, he should be knowing it. The solution architect is very important guy. He would be integrating in having an interaction with the business. So he should be a good stakeholder manager. Okay, he
Yeah.
should be knowing that who are the stakeholders, who
Okay.
are the VPs, who are the directors in the projects, who would be governing or making a key decisions.
Yeah.
What are their requirements, whether they are getting fulfilled or not. That kind of stakeholder management should be good skill in the solution architect.
Yeah. So if I understand it correctly, it's not what solution you're reaching. It's more about what questions you are asking to the customer. That okay, what are the things that you need actually? Apart from knowing the solution, you should ask the correct questions to the concerned stakeholders that are present there, right?
Yes, yes, that's very important. Asking a question is very important, because
Yeah.
what happens that when a business talk to you, he would be telling you that thing, but he
Hmm.
requires that thing, right?
Yeah.
So you need to make them move from this thing to that thing by asking the questions.
Yeah.
So
I
he would
think.
not be directly telling you what is the pain point. He would be
Yeah.
talking about somewhere else problem in a production line,
Yeah.
and actual problem is there in the planning. That's where basically you need to provide the
Yeah.
solution, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess sometimes they also don't know what they want, and we have to just reach from the start to end directly with them, like involving the entire process that they want to have. So even my generation is also looked up for thing like we go for the cool thing a lot. So the solution architect sounds a great cool kind of thing, and everyone wants to be a solution architect at this point of time. So what do you think the a path look like? A path for a functional and even a technical solution architect. What does the path look like?
See, the path for any one of the guy who is working as an end user, core user, or he's working as operations,
Yeah.
he can be a solution architect in SAP, but he need to follow the path. In
Mm.
all of these people, the first path would be they need to work as a consultant. You cannot directly jump as a solution architect. You cannot say that I did the MBA, I came into the SAP, working in my first SAP project, I am a solution architect. You cannot do that. You will have to go through the paths of consultant. You need to pick up one basic modules. So what I suggest people, that if it is a functional people, They are the four basics modules: PP, MM, SD, FICO. From technical side, they are the two: basis and ABAP. Okay, so these are the basic modules are there. We suggest people that you can be knowing any another module. Okay, you are working in TM, you're working in EWM, you're working into any another modules, QM, PM, so many modules are there. You should be having a good knowledge in one of these basic modules first. Okay, so you get a good knowledge of one of these basic modules, do some 2 to 3 projects as implementation projects as a consultant. While you are doing these projects, make sure that you upskill yourself. You need to upskill yourself into your current modules. Right now, a lot of people sitting, they still know the ECC. S4HANA has been changed drastically.
Yeah.
It has made the game upside down. The Fury come into the picture.
Yeah.
So first, you need to make sure that in your module you upskill yourself, and then you should also, during the working of 2 3 projects, you should start integrating with the another module,
Yeah.
and at least adding 1 or 2 modules in your in your uniform. You should add, okay, after PP I also know MM, I also know a little bit of inventory management or EWM. That batches you should start adding on. So when after few years with some couple of implementation, not couple of, little bit more than that, and knowing more than 3 modules, you would be able to position yourself as a design lead or as a solution architect for a logistics area or for a finance area or for a technical.
Okay. I understand that we cannot judge when it comes to your experience. So, what do you think? Like, how many years of experience? But still, we have number, right? So, what do you think is like year of experience generally people take to reach the point of solution architect? Or how many number of implementation? Do we have any number, or it's just that how many module you know and what have you been actually doing instead of your job? Like,
See, number is important. Number becomes important because when the you need to work as a solution architect, right? And there should be a requirement for the job
yeah,
against which you would be putting yourself as a solution architect.
yeah,
So in the job requirement, they put the number that more than 7 years experience, more than 10 years experience. That's where basically the number comes into the picture.
yeah,
Otherwise, from the knowledge perspective, uh, a smart guy with working into the two implementation project, having a 4 years of experience, knowing more than 2 to 3 modules, actually can also act as a solution architect. A smart guy
yeah,
who has, because sometimes what happen, one people he is working for 4 years, but what he has effort he has put it is
yeah.
equivalent to 1 year. 1 year, one guy he has worked for 4 years, but the effort he has put it into learning another module or is equal to 8 years, right?
Okay.
So that makes a huge difference. So number will be important when you're applying for the job,
Yeah.
but after all, it's your knowledge and knowing the integration and the different modules.
Okay. So one thing, or the other thing that comes in the any job description apart from your experience is the certification. So is it like if I'm SAP certified, I'll become a solution architect? Like there are certifications from cloud and obviously certification from SAP also. So does certification help you become a solution architect? And if yes, like how it does?
Certification helps you to become a solution architect actually. Why certification helps, right? So what I suggest, even for all of the people who are getting trained from the Sastra Geek Solutions,
Yeah.
we always recommend them go for certification. One of the reason to go for certification is kind of a goal for you,
Yeah.
right? So if you are playing, there should be a goal post which you need to hit, right?
Right.
So certification, you can put it as a goal post which you need to hit. Okay, I want to learn
Yeah.
certification, learn and get certified,
Yeah.
learn SD and get certified.
Yeah.
So what will happen if you have a goal post in front of you and you achieve that? To achieve that, you would be learning it. Otherwise, what I see that people start learning something and they put 1 year, 1.5 year. There is no goal in front of them that by that time they need to clear the certification.
Yeah.
So in that point, it helps the certification. Second thing, it helps that you know that you're working on SAP, right?
Yeah.
And you are wearing a uniform. Uh, just imagine that in US, a police officer is there and he does not have his badge,
Yeah.
right? No one consider it without a badge as a police officer. So that
Yeah.
certification or badges for you. It give you a trust to other people that
Yeah.
okay, you have learned something, and at least maybe not the complex things, but you know the basics. In
Mm.
Europe and US, certification matters a lot. Sometime in the job description it will be mentioned that certification required or certification recommended. So
Yeah.
when it comes to the interview process, your CV would be giving a more weightage if you have done the certification.
Yeah. Since we are talking about motivation, let's talk about the main motivation which everyone has. Let's talk about salaries, and and that too when it comes to India and when it comes to abroad. How this is different and how certification helps if it helps there as well. And what are your views on it? How it is going?
So salaries for the solution architect in India is you can consider 30 plus for good companies. They are easily giving a 30 plus. 30 plus is for a solution architect is little lower level.
Okay.
The students we got placed in, you can check in the success stories. Some people are working in the 40 plus salary, and some people are working even the 50 plus salary also as a solution architect in India.
Okay.
So you can go for anything more than 30 and it can nearly touch 60, and in very very good companies it can cross the 60 also. That kind of packages are available in India.
Okay.
Abroad, if you're talking about the USA and Europe, the salary packages can be from 1.25 or 1.4 cr. It can go up to 3 crs per
Okay.
year. Per year, that kind of high salaries you can see it. And if you are doing a freelancing
Yeah.
and you have got a good project, even it can go beyond that also.
That's great numbers there. So is it same for every type of role? Like if I understand it correctly, we have two paths. Once we are upgrading from consultant, just a consultant, we can take up management role and we can take up solution architect. Is it the salary range is same for both the part? And what are different types of opportunities in both the part when it comes to management
So
and solution architecture? Yeah.
for the salary I would like to speak one more thing.
Yeah.
What salary you get it is also depend on that how you played your game well.
Yeah.
Right? So we have created a training program. It's called SAP Job Hunt Mastery.
Okay.
Okay, so where we train the people that how they can go for the higher salaries.
Okay.
So I jumped in. I was working in one of the company. My package was 8 lakh. I
Yeah.
was working into the same company after 1.5 year, and my package was 33 lakhs. Okay,
Okay.
so apart from the skill set I was always having, right? Apart from that, that you need to play the game
Yeah.
in that way that your salaries are increased. So you have a 3 months of notice period. You need to well utilize that. So even if you well utilize that as a consultant, also you can cross the 30 lakh rupees of package.
Okay.
Okay, so you need to make sure that you play your game well. Then you can get a good salaries into the both as a solution architect also and the project manager also.
Okay.
Now coming to the second question, project manager versus a solution architect, right? So when you are growing in a career, so earlier the trend was there, and in many companies the trend is that solution architect they also make a project manager.
Yeah.
Project manager they consider that a guy who is worked into the different implementation, different modules, he knows multiple things, and then he would also be doing the management. He's a project manager.
Yeah.
Earlier, when I started working 15 years ago,
Yeah.
project managers in India was acting as a solution architects. They have combined the both things.
Okay.
Now, nowadays the things has been changed. People understand that project management is a specific skill. It's not like that a BAP guy working in 10 years and after that he has to become a project manager. Earlier the scenario was like when you're growing, your upper ladder is project manager, you need to become it. Now it's
Yeah.
not like that.
Yeah.
The people are taking people who has done MBAs and then they have done PMPs and
Yeah.
they are becoming a project manager. They are considered as a very specific skill that how to handle the project situations, how to manage the resources, and how to make sure that we meet the deadlines. So
Hmm.
project management is becoming a specific skill now, which is actually opening a doors for a solution architect. Then you have a door that you can also become a solution architect.
Yeah.
So you need to always choose, especially in India, you need to choose it in the companies when you are proceeding ahead, whether you want to be continue as a technical or you want to work as a project managers. In the companies, Deloitte, Accenture, a lot of different companies, even people are working as a senior manager roles. I have seen that they are still into the technical side and they are doing the design lead, solution architect kind of roles rather than the project manager roles. So it you need to decide it that which one you want to go away from the technical part, or you want to go into more into the people management part. If you want to go more into the people management part, then you need to find the project management roles, right? And opportunities, to me, I see that if you have a niche skills,
Yeah.
technical niche skills, that is always in more in demand rather than the project management.
Agree, agree. So since we are on this topic, like job hunt and everything, let's talk about the boom that we are seeing in IT right now. It is considered as the great resignation phase that is going on. So what is your views on that? Is it like a temporary spike which can go down anytime, or how do you think it is going to be? How does the
No, no,
future of...
it's not temporary spike. I'm working on SAP S/4HANA from 2016.
Yeah,
There itself, we see the period. We actually, when initially, if you have somebody has gone through my trainings in 2017 and 18, and when I was drawing the graph for the job opportunities,
yeah,
we were getting that graph that the peak would be getting hitting in 2020.
okay,
2020 to 2023 would be the period where a lot of flood would be coming of SAP jobs. The
yeah,
reason was the big switch from ECC to S/4HANA is
wow,
going to happen,
yeah,
and that is not a technical switch. That is a very major switch. Okay, so that will require a lot of consultant to support that switch.
yeah,
That was from 2020 to 2023,
yeah,
right? Because of Corona, that shift has been shifted by 2 years now.
okay,
That's where basically it's the starting 2022. Earlier by 2025, every company was supposed to move into S4 HANA.
yeah,
Now that would also be shifted to 2027 or 2028.
yeah,
So that's where basically from 2022 till 2025, you will see that this demand would be there. Okay,
yeah,
this is the peak of demand would be there for next 3 years, and then you will see that after 25, it will
yeah,
slowly getting reduced.
okay.
Slowly, it will get reduced.
Mhm.
So at least I forecast that this demand would be there. Little bit fluctuation as a stock,
Yeah,
you see, right? It's
yeah,
going up, but it's going up like this,
yeah, yeah.
So little bit up and downs can be there, but I think the market for SAP is very good for next 3 years.
That's great. I feel like I'm born on the right date for now. So yeah, as we talk about COVID just introduced the culture of working remotely, which was not there, especially in India. I can talk about like it was not there in India, and even in the foreign countries. So what do you think that is going to be? How does it happen? Like, is it going to be remote, hybrid, or are people actually planning to go to office? Like, I have many people who have left the job just because they forced them to come to office. So is it that remote job is a permanent thing now?
Remote job is going to be a kind of permanent things for a longer period now. So
Hmm.
once something has started, you cannot immediately remove it, right?
Yeah,
And people have also seen that there are some benefits also are there out of the remote job. But later on, I would say that it is permanent for a little bit more longer, maybe more 5 years it will go on, 5 to 7 years it will go on. But later on, you need to shift as a hybrid mode.
okay,
Okay, because it is a human nature, right? So you are doing something, when you get a change, you enjoy the change.
yeah,
But that change, if it continuously for a longer period, then you hate that change.
yeah,
Then you need to again get a change, right? So people after some time will get bored working from home. Also, they need some social environment, they need some office environment.
yeah,
That would be coming into the picture. So we would be moving from work from home culture, and slowly we'll move to the hybrid culture. I
okay,
think the hybrid culture is going to continue, right? Because what I see that when people say that okay, corona came and then it will go in 6 months, it will go in 1 year, I
yeah,
told them it is not going in 10 years.
yeah,
You see any virus history, it does not disappear like that.
yeah, yeah.
It takes time, so it will be there, we'll have to live with it. I think it will be there for next 10 years, so sometime ups and downs will be coming up, so companies would be managing that one and going into the hybrid model,
Okay.
especially the IT companies.
And like since we also talked about remote and we were also talking about freelance job, so is it possible for Indians to get freelance job like outside India? And have you any views on that, like how it works or how it is going to be?
Yeah, definitely. Say thanks to Corona. So what happens that with Corona, a lot of people was working from home, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Even the people is from Europe, from USA, Australia, New Zealand, they all are working from home. So when the new requirements was coming, then the thing was coming that okay, if the guy has need to work from home, Why not from India? Why not
Yeah.
from Pakistan? Why not
Yeah.
from Bangladesh? Right? If they have the right skill set. I got so many opportunities during the Corona period because I was doing a freelancing. I myself also do some consulting.
Yeah.
So I'm a freelancer. So I was getting so many opportunities directly from US, directly from Europe, working from home and doing a freelancing there. And all the amounts are charged in US dollar. For those companies, they are getting cheaper resources. But for people working in India, they are getting much, much higher compared to India. So that has opened that door, and it will remain open till some time for the freelancers
Yeah.
to enjoy the benefits working from India and get charged at the US rates.
Okay. So let's talk more about freelancing. Like I'm also a bit interested in that. So,
Mhm.
how do you think that works? Like how we need to look for opportunities when we talk about freelancing? Is it through LinkedIn? Is it through any job, special job portal that we have for SAP freelancer, or how it goes?
I always say in my trainings, LinkedIn is a gold mine.
Yeah.
Okay, if you can utilize it, it's actually a gold mine.
Yeah.
Whatever the opportunities right now, I'm working in a project for the US. Whatever the opportunities I'm getting it, 90% is coming from LinkedIn. Because LinkedIn, you also have a connections, and then you also have a lot of people looking for jobs. So with help of your connections, you are connected it. Your profile has been showcased that last 2 3 years what you have done, what kind of activities you have done.
Yeah.
Okay, so that has been clearly shown, and that give you very good visibility. And with that visibility, you are getting a lot of requirements for the freelancing from the LinkedIn.
Okay.
Now you need to do couple of things for the freelancing, right? First thumb rule for the freelancing is availability. You should be available, because the freelancing requirement, when it comes because the regular permanent jobs, they are not getting the people. That's why they are looking for the freelancer. And the requirements would be that you need to join in 15 days, you need to join in a week, you need to join in a month. So your availability should be very good. So how I started as a freelancer, training is very good part where basically you can do the freelancing. So if you want to jump into the trainings, corporate trainings happen for the 8 hours for a week for 10 days. So with your regular job as a part time, you cannot do it,
Yeah.
right? So you'll have to be freelancer, but that gives you opportunity. Okay, you're working in as a trainer. So I started my career, freelancing career, as a trainer. So I become a trainer. I was doing a training, and whenever I have a free time, I was available for consulting. When people approach me, training assignments are a week, 2 weeks, or month maximum, right? So I show them, okay, I have availability, and then they said, okay, there's a 3 months project, there's a 6 month project. I said, okay, I can go ahead, I can do it. So what happens that when I am having a projects, I'm earning from projects. When I don't have a project,
Yeah.
so freelancing people think about कि यार project नहीं रहेगा, what will do?
Yeah.
For 6 months I don't have anything, any project, what I will do?
Yeah.
If 6 months I don't have a project, I do trainings. So trainings give me bread and butter.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Understood.
that's a very good point, that if you want to become a SAP freelancer, you become SAP trainer
Yeah.
and then try for the freelancing consulting jobs.
Okay, so let's talk more about how the freelancing culture works. So basically, you need to have a good LinkedIn profile, a good online portfolio of yourself, and you should be posting what you are doing right now, what are the certifications that you have, and then you are automatically reached by the recruiters, right, from abroad, or how it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, so you need to mention in the LinkedIn that you need to have a very good profile. Make
Mm-hmm.
sure that I prefer people to create a 1 page or 2 page presentation and try to create it on the Google Slides.
Okay.
And then you can directly give the Google Slide link. Or
Okay.
you can create your CV in the
The Google
Google
Doc.
Word document,
Okay. Yeah.
and then you can give a link. So your profile, your links are available here. People can reach out, go through in detail of your profile from there. You make it open for working, that tag you need to market. And in your title you need to mark it as a freelancer. You need to clearly write as a freelancer. That's important,
Okay.
because there are certain jobs which people already know that if this job need to be done, I need to look for a freelancers.
Yeah.
I need a job for 4 weeks, I'm
Yeah.
paying very high rates. Has to be done by a freelancer, so they look for freelancer. The freelancer need to be written there.
Okay.
And then you don't get the job. Maybe right now the boom is there, you would be getting immediately, but you need to really work on LinkedIn. The time we spend on the Instagram, the time you spend on the Facebook,
Yeah.
the same amount of time you need to spend on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Okay, and make sure that you are going through the LinkedIn, sharing the other things which you like, liking it, commenting it. That increase your visibility, and with
Yeah.
that you should also be starting networking more with the people. Send the connection request, and then people would be sending it to you. You can also start sharing some documents over the LinkedIn which you have prepared, right? Or if you are working sometime some place in SAP, you find something good, just create a small blog post and put it on LinkedIn. That all
Yeah.
things will increase your visibility. If you're getting trained on one of the module, I don't know why people hide it. I tell them that if you're getting trained on something, daily you are learning something, right? At least you can just put a screenshot of this, that okay, I have created this in system and it works like this with 2 to 3 lines, and put it on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
That will increase your visibility.
Yeah.
So that's important.
So the other part of freelancing, which we talked about, is the training, which can provide us bread and butter when we are not actually getting projects. So let's talk about that. How to become a trainer and how to be a good one, not just getting money. That was not good. Like if you are being a trainer, you should know about what you are going to teach and a structured content what you have. So how to go with that?
Yeah, so being a trainer, I know that that when why I started the training, because when I looked that that what kind of consultants are available, and then when I checked that, yeah, why they are not a good consultant, then I came to know, yeah, the training which they got is a very basic level. So if a good consulting need to be done, there should be people need to be very good trained on it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm alone cannot do it. I need so many trainers to do it, right, to get it done. So what I also do it that I also mentor a lot of people to start their training businesses. I'm already consulting more than 5 companies. I'm consulting and advising them to make sure that the training business is established for them with all tools, techniques, right?
Yeah.
So just to tell you that the starting point for a trainer or a training business is a YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, start. I can simply say that how I have started. So first thing I have done that in 2015, I got trained on SAP S4 HANA. And after the training, I found that yeah, they trained me on HANA.
Yeah.
I went there to get training on S4 HANA. They trained me on HANA
Oh
because
my
at that time nobody knows S4 HANA. There are
God.
very few people available.
Yeah.
So I put it myself. I learn S4 HANA, and then that S4 HANA I put it in my CVs. Then I go into the dev, taking a server access, exploring it. Then a couple of guys approached me that we have a training requirements. Can you give it? The demo need to be given. I said okay, I will give the demo. I prepared a curriculum. I started giving the demos, one demo, two demo, three demos. It was not converting. So what I did that I started uploading my demos initially
Yeah.
into the YouTube.
Okay.
Okay. As soon as started uploading into the YouTube, YouTube is the second biggest search engine.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of requirement. A lot of people approached me. A lot of institutes approached me, and then how the game automatically started.
Yeah.
So two things are important if you want to start: become a YouTuber or become a blogger.
Yeah.
Both blogger is the content goes into the Google,
Yeah.
and that's a big search engine, and YouTube is also one of the biggest search engine for the SAP learnings,
Yeah.
right? So start with these two things. You need help, always reach out to me. You can mention my email ID there, support at
Yeah.
sastrageek.com. I always love people to mentor to start their training business.
So I will mention you in even in the description, and I will also add it to the LinkedIn post. So anyone, if you need to understand how this entire thing works, you can directly check out his LinkedIn profile as well. So one last thing would be, can it be done as a part-time job? The trainer job, can it be done as a part-time job? Because people who are not good at taking, like people don't tend to take risks that easily. And if someone want to start it, it's better to have a part-time kind of thing first and try that, is it for you or is it for you, not for you, and judge it. So can it be done on a part-time basis, the training part?
Yes, the training can be done as a part time initially, because there's a two set of training would be there. One is a corporate training,
Yeah.
and now I have seen the corporate training also. They come into the point where they are ready to. Earlier, it was only 8 hours of training because it was a physical trainings.
Yeah.
Now it went into the online. Online, they are also flexible that even 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, and
Yeah.
rest time people are doing their work. So that kind of opportunities are available. A lot of we have a lot of consultants requirement, which under the Sastra Geek solution belt, a lot of freelancers working into the different companies,
Yeah.
they provide the trainings.
Okay.
Okay. So that kind of institutes you can look forward for, and you can provide trainings as a part time when you're working into the projects. I always tell people that training, when you're doing it, always there should be a balance. I also keep that balance,
Yeah.
50 to 60% training, or 40 to 50% consulting. Because if you will become a full-fledged trainer and you are not working into the projects for 3 years, 4 years, then you don't know what is happening in industry.
Yeah, you
Then you
get
will become,
outdated.
yeah, outdated. You will become
Yeah.
a college lecturer who
Yeah.
teach you the physics, but you don't know कि use कहाँ होगा इसका,
Agreed. Agreed.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you need to put that balance, and you can always start as a part time. I also started that training business,
Mhm.
my training journey as a part time only.
Yeah. So I would just like to take this opportunity to clear this out, that if you are training, that you are not breaching the client, what do you say, the TOC that client has, you are not breaching that, because until you are doing something exactly consultancy, if you're not doing consultancy, you're not breaching anything. So people can start part-time training as a side gig. You should start it, and then you can just check that is it for you or is it not for you, right?
Yeah, so you need to check it is for you or not for you. I always said that okay, the money will come, no
Yeah.
doubt. Money automatically comes, money flows. The only thing you need to see, the training part is kind of you're an entrepreneur now, right?
Yeah.
So the initially you will be building a business, your audience is getting built, and later on the money will come, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you are only fit for that business if you have a passion for knowledge sharing. If you feel happy that if you have explained something to, let's say I have explained something to Ashish, or Ashish said, yeah, this is a bulb on, this is a bulb on moment, for that I understood,
Yeah.
and that gives a lot of happiness to me. That's my passion, sharing a knowledge. So training always go with the passion. If you have a knowledge sharing passion, then it's for you. If you don't have that passion, then it's not for everyone, right? If you have that passion, then go into it, otherwise don't go into it. Don't see that कि training में पैसा है तो I jump into as a trainer. Don't see like that. You will have to
Agree.
be passionate about knowledge sharing, then only
Agreed.
it works.
Agreed. Agreed. So, what does the training program at Sastragik looks like? So, how people enroll into it? Can you just tell more about that? How a training program works? How can I join as a trainer for a part time thing, not a full time, like part time?
Okay, so we have a requirement for a lot of trainers. So our program works that if somebody approach us that you want to provide the training,
Yeah.
part-time training, you want to provide it. So we ask that what is the key skill set, and the first thing we ask that make a 15 to 20 minutes video. It's not mandatory that the video should be on. It can be only speaking and sharing a screen, a presentation, or you can say that it's a SAP screen
Mm-hmm.
demonstrating a 15 to 20 minutes topic, so
Mm-hmm.
that we can judge you that what kind of level of knowledge you have, how much of work we need to work with you
Yeah.
to get you improved.
Yeah.
Okay, so we also have a multiple level of trainers. So we have a main trainers, we have a co-trainer, so we can look that where you can get fitted in. So
Mm-hmm.
the first thing is that create a video, upload it into YouTube, and send it to us. And then we ask that okay, what curriculum you would be covering if you make you as a main trainer or a co-trainer, what curriculum you can address it. And then from there the journey started. After that, I would be having a one-to-one call that would be 30 to 45 minutes call.
Yeah.
Then my support team would be having a call to check the technical parts. Technicality is very important.
Yeah.
Your headsets are good, your mic is good, your internet connection is good, your PC is good enough to use the remote desktop or sharing the screen. That
Agree.
time, that all things makes difference.
Okay.
So
And
support team would be checking that, and then we'll be starting a training program with you.
okay, okay, that's great. Like, sorry, I have also people who are looking for this kind of opportunity, so they can just get in touch with you and they can just proceed up with SaskGig. How it goes, they can just tell me later. And that's all from my end. And I would just like to thank you a lot for coming to this and helping out this with what solution architect actually is. This is a very big buzz in the market. Hey, become a solution architect. You have a lot of money and a lot of opportunities, but people actually don't know what it is. So yeah, thanks a lot for clearing our doubts here and making us aware that what solution architect future looks like, what project management looks like, and how to be active on LinkedIn. I had a lot of fun. I hope everyone else who watches it have the same experience. So that's all from my end, and thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Ashish, for inviting. I hope that everyone would be getting benefited out of this session. If your doubts and the question are still remaining,
Yeah.
Ashish would be putting my LinkedIn link. You can feel free to approach me, and I would love to help you out wherever I can do it. Thank you, Ashish. You are doing a very good job with this talks. I hope you will go ahead far ahead with these things which you are doing. All the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.